We're back. Hmm. Yeah, it's better. Hello, Sedan. How are you doing? Ooh, let's just crank back. Look at this railroad track on the highway, basically. I asked you first. I'm a good man. I went through a pass through a home, so I spent time with the family. It's all good. Yeah, I'm all right. I just want beats. I don't want people singing in the background. I just want beats. Jeez. Magic. Alright, it says it's reconnected. Sometimes when I go off screen and come back, it works. Let me look on my YouTube, see if it's giving me issues. Sometimes when I go off screen and come back, it works. It's working a little bit. It's looking okay on my end. Because I'm viewing myself on another phone. I am on LTE. I'm supposed to be on 5G, but kilobytes per second keep jumping around. I might have to restart the stream. Yep, I'll be back. All right. I'm back. And it looks like I'm getting better speeds. Well, I don't know if you're still here, Sedan, but I think I got it working. Ithaca. I assume that's you, Sedan. I think I got it working better. It's showing me 3,000 kilobytes instead of 600. Oh man, looks better on the other screen too. So the buffering should stop. Let me know how it looks and sounds. Should be smoother. I changed some things around. I dropped the resolution to 720. And I brought the frames up to 60, which I think YouTube likes. And then I brought my kilobytes per second to 3,000. Kilobits, I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly it means, but it seems to be what, I guess, the connection is to the server. Back at it again with the white bands. I'm not seeing nobody typing in the chat, though. Can I get a couple of shout-outs out there? Who you are and where you're from? Unless you're Sedan. I already know who you are and where you're from. Oof. I got a new sound bar in here. I took out my old sound system and put it in my my room back at home. And I went and bought this at a pawn shop. That's what you see right there. And it comes with a subwoofer. It's a lot smaller to move around. And it sounds good on it too. It's JBL soundbar. I want to check my live here. Oops. I streamed off my own live. Is it still streaming? Yeah, it's still on. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Skip to live. Honk. Oh, it's giving me false numbers, that's why. Okay. Buena Musicana. Zoom in a little bit. Sharpen up the camera. Exit 127 on 127. Hey! Oof. Oof. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Miles ahead, take exit 127 and then turn left on Business US 127 West Monroe Road.
West. West side. How you gonna rain on me? Well, snap, there's a big beast up here. Oh,
1 mile ahead.
Just wants to focus on the rain now.
Turn left on Business US 127
Oh well.
West Monroe Road.
West.
Point 3 miles ahead. Take exit 127 and then turn left on Business US 127 West Monroe Road. Take exit 127 and then turn left on Business US 127 West Monroe Road.
You gotta be careful. I don't want that guy coming out and I swing his door and hit him.
Turn left on Business US 127 West Monroe Road.
By golly, I think I will. Looking to see what I can see. Alright, oh shit. I hope you slow down. I'm coming through. There's a big old line in the middle. Fix it.
0.3 miles ahead. Stay on Michigan 46
Fix yourself.
West
There
Monroe
you go.
Road as Business US 127 splits off. Stay on Michigan 46 West Monroe Road as Business US 127 splits off. 42 miles ahead. Turn right on ramp to US 131 North.
Oh yeah. Bling bling. Bling Bling, bling. Bling, 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 bling. Bling, 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 bling. 41 miles. Not too far off now. Kind of over the music. Let's find an audiobook to listen to or a podcast or some shit. Hoy, ay, ay, ay.
The time of this recording, I've been playing poker for 20 years. And if I could.
This one sounds interesting.
Is this the Stephanie storyline? This comes into a little bit later. So which is the Stephanie one? Steph storyline. Okay, so you're already there. So I sort of get the opportunity. I'm put in that position where I'm world champion. You know, this is at a point in time where they're flipping titles around a lot too. It's just different time in the business. But I'm in that sort of mix where I'm being seen in the Austin Rock conversation, the Taker conversation. I'm in that mix. I've been champ. I can't remember if I was champ once or twice at that point in time, but I'm champ. And Steph, it's a funny thing because people's thoughts about how this happened are different. Yeah. I have this really strong creative relationship with Vince. Yeah. I know he has a daughter, but I've never even really met her. And then she starts to be around the company, but I'm not working with her much or anything like that. But she's in a storyline with another wrestler, this guy Tess. Yeah. And they are engaged to be married. Yeah. The lead writer at the time, this is just so he leads the company in the middle of this. Okay. And, you know, I've heard him say that he knew exactly where the storyline was going, just nobody else did. Yeah, just this one guy. So when he leaves, there's like this giant gap where like Vince's daughter's engaged with this guy. To be honest, I hadn't even been paying that much attention to that storyline. It's concerned with my shit more often, right? But and I had a great creative relationship with Vince, but so they don't know where to go with this thing. That they've announced this wedding's going to be on TV. They have to do a thing where she gets hit in the head with a garbage can and loses her memory and doesn't remember who the fiance is, just to buy some time, right? So they can try to figure out how to get out of this thing. But there's going to be a wedding on Raw. On Raw, yeah. So and everybody's were they involved in real life? No. Oh, yeah. It's just were you guys at the time? No, I didn't even really know nothing. Yeah. But so I know they're trying to figure out a way to get out of this wedding thing. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm in a storyline with Vince, where Vince has made it like he's a babyface at this time, right? Like, he is, and he has said like, I can never have another chance at the title. Like he's so pissed off at me, he bans me from getting world title shots, and so we're in the middle of this storyline. So one day I go to him and I'm like, just thinking about our shit, right? Like, and how do we get back to getting me in that mix after what we've done? And he's like, yeah, I don't know, I'm thinking about that too. And I'm like, well, the thing with Steph, I said, well, what if she, you know, right before she's going to get married, she has a bachelorette party, you blow it out like some big story on TV, she has a bachelorette party, but I show up, and it's a different time frame. I'm making her drink. and while she's unconscious, I said, you have it in Vegas. I drive her through one of those wedding chapter things. I end up, like nobody knows about this, but I filmed all of it, and now when the wedding happens, right when they say, speak now forever hold your peace, I come out and I'm like, hold on a second, she can't marry him because she's married to me. Yeah. And I show the footage and holy shit, I've ruined your life. Yeah. And now we create this storyline where like, if in order to get your daughter like this wedding annulled and so she can marry the other guy, you and I have to fight. And if I beat you, I get the world title shot. If you beat me, I annul the wedding. Yeah. And he's like, God damn, I love it. Right? So that's what we do. Correct. And this starts Steph and I now. So originally, it's just supposed to be a one-off thing we'd shoot the video in Vegas.
Yeah.
And
the video's hilarious when you were melting.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Yeah. So
you going, I do.
Yeah. It's utterly ridiculous, but it just works, right?
Yeah.
And this is the footage of me out there telling this story. So originally, it's supposed to be just
Look at Steph selling. Good work.
Yeah. She's a great
She's a
actress.
beast. Yeah, she's good.
So it's supposed to be this one-off thing that makes us have the match. I go over, I get my little top shot. She moves on, does the rest of the stuff with the Destiny, but at least gets them up, right? And now it's the decision whether he's going to marry or not. The first time she goes on TV after this happens, like this is the cynical world we live in. She goes out on TV, and I'm sitting in gorilla position next to Vince, where we run the show from.
Yeah.
And I'm not working. I'm in the show. Like at this point, I'm just still a character. A character. I'm helping out heavy with creative and helping produce stuff, but I'm really just as a character on TV. And she goes out to cut the promo, and I'm sitting next to Vince, and she goes out there, and they are booing.
Yes.
Oh,
and this is unexpected completely.
well,
Oh, that's right. They're calling her like a slut.
they're chanting slut, and she's trying her hardest to be
To win
like,
him over.
yeah, to be this sympathetic baby face and all this stuff. And Vince taps me, and he's like, right, like, and this is so good.
20,000 people call your daughter a slut.
Yeah, this is money, right?
Yeah.
And
Sorry, what are you thinking in that moment?
at that time, I'm a little bit like, holy shit, like she's got mega heat.
He looks back and he goes,
Yeah, and I'm like thinking to myself, like, wow, there's legs to this thing, like that we hadn't, at least I hadn't considered. You know, I was just trying to get to my storyline with Vince, and we throw this thing out there, and there's legs on it, and now we're like, holy cow. So then, the next week she goes out as well, all the stuff. So then Vince comes to me, and he's like, what if she, what if the worst possible thing happens is like, she turns on me. We have this match at pay-per-view right at the moment in time where, holy shit, Vince might actually do this and beat Triple H, and who turns on him but his own daughter to join his worst enemy in the moment of time.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And she comes with me, and he pitches it to me, and he's like, and then like I'm so distraught, my world is so turned upside down, I leave. I leave for a while, and you guys, the show, like as like the boss, like she's the boss's daughter, so she's got all the stroke, and now you become this maniacal like tyrant talent that's gets the world title, and it's just like out of control, firing people and just whatever, and that's kind of starts a thing. But so as this happens, like I don't know Steph at all, sort of. Yeah, well, I don't, but we're working together, right? So now our storyline is up.
We believe you.
But I don't, and the sponge for the business, right? Like Steph is like, she wants nothing but to be in this business, right?
So is she, sorry, have you talked to her about that moment and what she was feeling? Is she like her dad, or she's thinking the same shit, or is she like this? So she knows the game, right?
Yeah, she is like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. Like they're pulling the shit out of me. Like she's very savvy and stuff. And she's one of the few people, and I would say this as well. And people think, oh, it's your wife. It's like, when I make that small list of people on one hand to get it, she's one of them.
Promo where you go, and the question isn't if we consummated the marriage, it's how many times. Okay. Does this just, are you ripping, you're feeling the audience are going for it?
I didn't even think about that line until I got out there, and I was like, oh, I got to say something about, consummating the marriage or whatever. Like, this is the worst. I'm talking to her dad. It's like the worst possible thing I can say. So,
does he react at all when you say, like, do you see an eyebrow raise or anything? Does
he reacts in the ring, but, like, he's so good. And now, like, she just wants to be there to hear how it all gets put together and how that's all going to work and everything. So she's around all the time.
Right.
And what's a funny part of the story is, I'm talking to my mom one day on the phone, and she's like, what's going on with you and that Stephanie? I said, what are you talking about? And she's like, I don't know. Like, you're not that good of an actor. I can see it in your eye. Like, what's going on there? And I'm like, this is Vince's daughter. Like, fucking nothing's going on. Like, don't be crazy.
Presumptuous here,
right? I don't know this at the time, but Steph's mom says to her, like, what's the deal with you and Triple H?
Oh, wow.
And she's like, what are you talking about? It's one of the boys, nothing. And she's like, I don't know. I see it in your eyes, the way you're looking at him and stuff like that. Like, you sure there's not something that, like, my mom, her mom, both see it on TV, but neither one of us.
Dad got no clue.
No, but Steph will say this and I say this. I believe he started to see it, and I believe he actually liked it. And he was trying to push us at that point. And then there becomes a time when we do get together, and then there's a time where he takes that away, like it's going to cause too much problem in the business, and you guys can't.
Oh.
You can't see each other.
Even though you guys are already seeing each other at the time.
Yeah.
So now the people know. Do people know in the real world that you guys are seeing each other at this point?
Yeah, I don't remember the exact timing of it, but yeah, they're starting to sort of get it.
And then what's the storyline for tearing you guys apart?
Well, there isn't. We're still in a storyline together.
Right.
But he's just saying personally,
Put the
on the
kibosh on.
outside, you got it. You guys can't. You can't do this.
And did you guys listen as good, obedient soldiers?
We tried, and then it just doesn't. Like when you want something, you just got to go get it, right? And so we tried, and I honestly think at that point, like, as you asked earlier, like, is he just saying this to try to see what you'll do?
Yeah.
I believe there's
I was wondering
a lot
about
of that he was like, no, you guys can't see each other.
Let's see if he really likes my daughter.
Let's see what he's willing to go through to get it.
Yeah.
And for me at the time, I'm sort of gambling everything on, when people say like, oh, well, that's how he got the position and all that shit. Like, nah, I'm not fucking getting. I'm gambling. If this doesn't work out, I'm fucked. Yeah. I'm done. But at the same point in time, it's like, when you meet the right person,
You got to go for it.
you meet the right person, and yeah, it becomes this. Yeah, it's just this crazy time, and so we're kind of doing this shit on TV, and and now everybody's attitude towards me is changing. I'm already sort of, I'm going to production meetings before this ever happens. I'm going to production meetings. I'm creative. I'm having creative input with Vince. People see me all day long. I'm with Pat Patterson talking over finishes and helping with their shit, which they don't necessarily see as a good or bad thing, but like they just see. So there's a lot of, whether it's jealousy or whatever that is, right?
Oh.
Now when the rumor starts that, hey, he might be seeing Steph, that's a whole fucking different ball game of.
So you're saying other wrestlers were starting to get jealous?
Yes. Yeah, and I don't know if jealous is the right word, but I have a mega heat.
I think the perception, if I'm an insecure entertainer, is, which I am, he's trying to weasel his way into.
I'm trying to get with Vince's daughter, so I'm the guy.
You can be the guy.
Wow.
Okay, so you were.
Interesting.
Hey, what are you doing? Wrong set. Shifting gears. It's over here. Come on.
It's a Tool Time reunion as Tim Allen gets the home improvement gang back together. That's Tim's former on-screen wife, Patricia Richardson, alongside his home improvement bestie, Richard Karn, and Tool Time girl, Debbie Dunning.
Well, at worst, all of us are still close. I mean, I still see Richard way too much. Boy, way too much.
doesn't feel like 30 years.
No, it doesn't.
I never told you this, Tim, but you're like a brother to me.
Look out.
Oh, all right.
The trio teasing their upcoming cameos on Tim's latest series, Shifting Gears.
Is that my GTO? I built that 15 years ago. Then somebody stole it.
Hi, Dad.
There's the thief.
It's been more than 2 decades since Home Improvement went off the air.
Doesn't take a genius to fix a hair dryer.
That's why we asked you.
Since then, fans have been treated to mini reunions with both Patricia Trisha and Richard popping up on Last Man Standing alongside Tim.
Have we met before?
You look vaguely familiar.
Hey, I picked up a duck whistle down the stairs. You want to see a cool trick? Sure.
During Home Improvement's 8th-season run, Tim and Patricia earned a combined 5 Emmy and 7 Golden Globe nods.
Tim, do you ever listen to me? It was the last thing that I said in bed to you last night.
No, I believe, if you recall, the last thing you said to me in bed last night was, no! When did you realize that you two would have this magical chemistry?
Immediately, I loved him. And why do you think, number one, that series still resonates now for a whole new generation?
I think it resonates with the parents that grew up with it are now being able to show their kids something that they can sit all together and watch.
They always celebrated the family. The couple that got along, raised the kids.
Okay, this show's going to be everything. We're going to show people how to be real. We're going to beam light. We'll zoom from your eye. Just say shut up and let me shut up.
He loved Tim Taylor. He loved being Tim Taylor. He loved Tim Taylor's family. He loved being him. And Tim Taylor was this happily married man with this great voice and great life. And so he wanted that show to go on forever.
The Tool Time reunion is set for Shifting Gears Season 2, which premieres on October 1st.
Want to see the worst job description ever?
We are looking for a creative and highly motivated individual to join our dynamic team.
And the reason this person got rejected from a job is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at some insane job listings and demands. It's probably going to sound like I'm all over the place because I have so many different examples to show you today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you
excuse
want to
me.
see it on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just jump right into it.
I got tagged in this next one more than perhaps I've ever been tagged before. And the reason this person got rejected from a job is absolutely ridiculous. And it goes like this, the email goes like this. Hi Gavin, we appreciate you taking the time to interview with us, but unfortunately we'll be pursuing other candidates. So far, makes sense. This is where it gets a little bit odd. For future reference, asking questions about salary, responsibilities, and work culture are not things we like to discuss during the interview process. Now, think about that list of 3. Salary, the responsibilities, and the culture of the business. What on earth are you meant to talk about in an interview if you're not allowed to talk about any of those things? I would argue those are the only 3 things you should be talking about in an interview. The idea he's been rejected because he's asked about salary, what the job's roughly going to be doing, and like the business and what it's like to work there is absolutely ludicrous. I have never seen anything quite like this.
Especially when these same exact companies want to know absolutely everything about you. We're going to see examples in this video with some insane questions just in the application process alone, but I don't think it's really a secret to anyone. The only reason why most people want to work at these companies at the end of the day is the salary they're going to get paid. And I guess if you bring that up during the interview process, you just cross the line. That's too far for them. Some of the comments, do you want a job here? Is it a good job? How dare you? This interview's over. Get out. He just avoided a giant business red flag. I agree with that, but still, now you gotta go out in the world again and do the whole process over, get ghosted and rejected by a whole bunch of other companies. It's just a vicious cycle. My sister got rejected from a minimum wage job because she apparently lived too far away when I already worked there and we lived in the same house. The job was a 20-minute walk up the road. Tell me your company is toxic without telling me. There were tons of comments like that, but we'll get into some of the other screenshots and examples that I found. My boyfriend got asked on an application to pay for a subscription. Does not guarantee the job. Just immediately to me sounds like a complete scam of a job listing. I remember in another video we saw one where you have to go to this specific website to get your credit checked, and it costs a couple dollars, and you're supposed to send the results along with your application, and I'm pretty sure it was a complete scam, not an actual job, just taking money from desperate people looking for a job. Another one right here, senior software engineer consultant. Everything seems pretty fine until you read, as a consultant, you'd be occasionally required to join a meeting under another name/profile representing our team as a technical expert. This is a key requirement and candidates must be comfortable with this. Join client meetings to present upward tech using provided profile. So if that doesn't scream red flags, I don't know what does, trying to make it look like you're other people. Something very shady is going on with this company, and they're just putting it out in the open on the job application. That's nuts. Here we have a screenshot of another rejection letter. They didn't even have the decency to cut out their copy and paste that they inevitably got from some higher up before sending out this email. Write a warm but generic rejection email that sounds polite yet firm. Do not mention specific reasons for rejection. Make the candidate feel like they were strongly considered, even if they weren't. Remember to use candidate's name and company name variables. Like, how lazy can you be? You didn't see that entire paragraph before sending out this email? We have a comment from one of you guys, sick of the company is a family BS. It's not genuine, professional invasion of boundaries, and just another way to guilt trip people into doing more work for less. Do not get emotionally attached to your work. They'll say the family stuff, it's a fast-paced work environment, we work hard and play hard, all ways for you to do way more than 40 hours of work a week for bare bones pay, of course.
You want to see the worst job description ever? Social media manager and video editor. Sounds basic, right? Full-time, 31,200, weekends, Monday to Friday, holidays, and on call. I want you to remember this for a hot second, okay? 5 years ago, I decided to quit my secure 9-to-5 job in order to pursue my dreams of building my own real estate brokerage. I worked 60-hour weeks. How do you work if you don't have a job anymore? 60-hour weeks until I finally made enough money to replace the income from my previous job. Once I hit that achievement, I started working 80-hour weeks in an effort to scale my business even further. This is supposed to be a job description.
So this is just a nightmare from the start. I don't know why we need the origin story for whoever put out this job application, but to me this sounds like you would be working way more than you should be, especially for $31,000 a year. How do you think putting that in a job description would sell anybody on actually working for you? Another screenshot here. Provide your 10-year work history in order, including part-time and temporary, school, military, and/or periods of unemployment. There should be no gaps, missing addresses, phone numbers, etc. If a company is no longer in operation, provide the last known address and phone number, or list the current number and address of past supervisors. Applications will not be accepted with date gaps or missing information. Do not type "see resume" if employer is under a different name. Please list the name used. And I mean, you have to know this is for some sort of job that is not really significant. You do not need the last decade's worth of work history. Another one here showing sweet pay structure, first 30 business days, unpaid observation period. So to me, this sounds like a way to get free labor for a month, and then magically, as soon as you're about to get paid, there's some sort of issue, you maybe broke some sort of rule, they'll end up firing you, and there's nothing you could do. And you just work for them for basically nothing. We have one right here that goes well with the next clip I'm going to show you. Application process. Interview with recruiter, then a technical assessment, interview with future manager, interview with team members, interview with the head of international operations, a bar raiser interview, and then a prior employment verification check. So when you see examples like this from people, just know that
in a project presentation, I did not get the job. Good for whoever got it. I guess I'll get him next time.
Here's a project and a presentation. Didn't get the job. Another example of something sounding like just free labor to me. That should actually be illegal, or at least they pay you for your time. That's awful. I'm sorry. Companies with interview processes this torturous should be named and dragged through the mud on LinkedIn. We have one found by a creator on TikTok. Have I just found the worst job listing on LinkedIn? Doesn't start off that bad. Develop and implement creative concepts that align with our mission. Oversee the planning, execution, and delivery of creative products, ensuring they meet our high standards. All right, whatever. But then you have to receive a certificate of internship completion and professional references to boost your career prospects. What does that mean? And then the farther you get down the application, you can see creative director, intern, and it's of course unpaid. One right here, this is for a server job. How do you connect with American history, and how would it bring that pride to your role? It's like these companies have generic questions for any job application, even though it doesn't connect to what they need at all. Doesn't matter, they'll make everybody answer that question anyway. Hi there, thank you for your interest in G&G Incorporated. To move forward, please use 3 recent photos of yourself in JPEG format. We ask the photos not to be heavily filtered, and please include at least 1 full body photo. Thank you. We look forward to reviewing your submission. So before they even consider the rest of your application, they need to see what your face looks like, no heavy filters or makeup, anything like that, and a picture of your full body. Yeah, that's not a red flag. If you're interested in applying for this job, please do the following. Submit an email with the subject "Science is cool" in blue font. Write 2 to 3 sentences telling us your name, who you are, where you're from, and what you like to do for fun. Who cares? In red color font, write a few sentences on why you think you'd be a good fit for this job. In black font, tell us your experience with marketing, automation, and email strategy. Include the link to your LinkedIn profile. We do not accept resumes. I think some companies just want to see how far they could possibly push people. We have another comment from one of you guys. The moment they stopped allowing people to show up for applications in person was the moment the job market collapsed. Well, I'll actually take that a step further now. We're going to start seeing less and less human beings at any of these job interviews now. It's just going to be a bunch of robots.
After taking a look of your experience, we regret to inform you due to your lack of experience, I believe that you are not a good fit for this job position. We wish you the best of luck in your job hunt.
So on top of the robot telling you and not a human being, this is for an internship. Of course you're not going to have experience. That's why you're trying to be an intern. Like, you really can't make this stuff up. That's what everybody was saying as well. Interns usually lack experience. That's the entire goal of it. Not enough experience for an internship. We have another comment from you guys. I had to do a self-interview for a position. Had to record myself answering the questions. I don't like interviewing in the first place, but having to listen to myself over and over again, getting my answer down correctly was a nightmare. All for you to go through that trouble to completely get ghosted.
Alright, I need you guys to see this job posting because this just proves the job market is 100%. So here's the job description. Basically, it's just a regular social media manager role and content strategist. So here you are. You're basically owning the brand message, creating a content calendar, creating 5 to 6 posts that range from like static posts, reels, short form, yada, yada, all this stuff. And this is a full-time job, by the way. Dude, they're paying $1,000 a month. What the? On what planet do these companies think that paying $1,000 a month for a full-time social media manager job is acceptable? This is crazy.
We'll go right to the comment section with this one. Probably will outsource to low-income countries. So there was just comments like that over and over again. This was meant for somebody who did not live in the country. Because, I mean, full-time work making $1,000 a month is basically laughable now. Here's another questionnaire. Your boss is running late for a meeting, and the attendees are growing impatient. What do? Reschedule the meeting for another time, apologize for the delay, provide an update, and engage the attendees with relevant discussion points until your boss arrives. Let them leave and inform your boss when they arrive. Well, which one do you think is the correct answer there? But I guess your boss running late is common enough to put it in the questionnaire for this company, and then you have to do his job until he shows up. Hopefully you actually know what the meeting's going to be about, and also all the knowledge that your boss has. So yeah, that sounds fun. And then the next one right after that. A farmer has 15 cows, but 5 run away. How many cows remain? What? I just don't get what kind of games these are. Here we have a quick screenshot from somebody who recently got denied from Toyota. However, they applied for the position in 2022, 3 years ago. At least they were nice enough to send a rejection letter 1,000 days later. Here's one that's pretty rough. Hi, Gavin. Please disregard our previous email about. We meant to send that to someone else. We really appreciate you taking the time to interview with us, and I'm sorry for the mix-up. Have a great day, because he initially got hired for the job, but they messed up, and now he has to go back out on the job market. We have a comment from one of you guys that's similar to one of the examples earlier. When I was in college, I applied for an internship, got denied, and asked for feedback. The campus recruiter recommended I get some experience. I mean, people can't be making this stuff up if we're seeing this over and over again.
Imagine answering the phone, saying hello, and getting rejected as a candidate. Well, that's exactly what happened in this recruiter's story of how he called a candidate, and he was totally turned off because the candidate didn't answer the phone saying, "This is Joel," or "This is John." Instead, the candidate answered the phone and said, "Hello." The recruiter then goes on to say how it's incredibly unprofessional to answer the phone this way. And if you're a candidate who's active on the job market, you should never answer the call this way. Now, I'm making a story about this because this is just how hard it is for candidates. Now they've
That's
even got to
wild.
watch out how they answer the phone.
I would say at this point that this has to be some sort of bait, but if you take a look at this profile, Jamie Mossberg, Top Office and Global Recruiters Network, it kind of looks like it's a real person. Like, what kind of world is this? And then you also think that it's a good idea to put out on LinkedIn as if you're going to get any positive feedback from this? Oh man, this one also I thought might be bait just because of how odd it is. Do you like playing Pokemon? Would you like to play Pokemon Go around the world? The U.S. Navy has the ability to take you around the world, allow you to play Pokemon Go and achieve your goal of being the Pokemon Master. Come talk to your local Navy recruiter today and see what the Navy could offer you with a couple of their business cards below it. That is such a weird way to try to recruit kids. I just had to put that in this video. Here's another one. They were too lazy to actually delete the paragraph that was sent to them before they put up this listing. This role is already filled and created for them to apply. And then it goes on with everything you need to know about the job that has already been filled. It's impossible for you to get in. This one I found very interesting. You've reached today's easy apply limit. Great effort applying today. We limit daily submissions to help ensure each application gets the right attention. Save this job to continue applying tomorrow. Now, this is one of the programs that will mass send out applications that I initially believed that it was a bad idea, because if you think Indeed or LinkedIn is bad right now when people post jobs and immediately there's hundreds of submissions, if there's some sort of software or AI that does it for you, it's just going to get even worse to try to find a job. But this software that somebody's paying, of course, a subscription fee to use, has a limit on what you're allowed to apply for as well. Everything just slowly keeps getting worse and worse. Another comment from one of you guys: I've been out of work since August of 2023, doing what I love and spent 20 years doing it. It's to the point now that because I have such a huge gap, no company or recruiters think I'm qualified. So it doesn't matter that they were working the previous 20 years. And to be honest, it's not even people looking at the applications anymore. And we could see the problems of using AI for this task.
An entire HR